After attacking Vin Diesel for years, The Rock's lies are finally being exposed. Vin asked The Rock to help him keep his final promise to Paul Walker after his tragic death. But The Rock betrayed him, calling him a candy accusing him of using Paul's death to manipulate him.
I'm never gonna forgive him, mother.
You wanna go there? You wanna go there, okay.
But now people are finally seeing the truth behind The Rock's attacks. Will Vin be able to keep his final promise to Paul, or will The Rock force him to break it?
I will always show up for Paul Walker. We lost my brother Pablo, but the relationships in that franchise are so strong that it transcends the movie, and you spend 15 years going from being a nobody to somebody with a brother, and then one day he's gone. This was unlike anything we could have imagined.
Vin and Paul put everything into building the Fast family together, and that included The Rock.
As much as I appreciate them opening their arms to this already established family, a real family, it was also important to me to earn the brotherhood with everyone.
I very much like working with Dwayne Johnson. So much of Fast and Furious is celebrating brotherhood that's eternal. It goes beyond the movie.
We really love each other.
If you love someone, they're your family.
He represents what every guy wants in an older brother.
Part of that brotherhood is your godfather to his beautiful, wonderful daughter.
Paul comes into my trailer, he says, "What's up?" I told him I was about to have a baby and I have to go to the hospital now. He said, "A lot of tough guys will tell you, don't go in the delivery room." And he said, "But Vin, go into that delivery room, be present and cut that umbilical cord, and it will be the best day of your life." And it was the best day of my life.
So Vin was devastated when suddenly
Fast and Furious star Paul Walker killed in a fiery car accident.
Walker's co-star Vin Diesel going to the scene of the fatal crash.
Getting emotional as he addressed the crowds outside.
Brother, I just wanted to say thank you. If my brother were here right now and he saw the love that you were bringing, thank you for coming.
I don't have that person that's dreaming up the impossible with me.
After Paul's death, Vin shared his grief with the world, but people just wanted him to move on.
Try to imagine how you'd feel if your best friend wasn't here. Then imagine how you'd feel if your own brother wasn't here. The last time I stood on this stage, I was with my brother Pablo. It's been a long day without you, my friend.
King of cringe, Vin Diesel.
It must have been tough for you to shoot without Paul Walker. And they're both looking at me right now like, is this gonna be too much for him? Because it could be.
Yeah.
We could change the tone of the whole show.
As Vin tried to move on with his life, he wanted to keep Paul's legacy alive, and he thought The Rock would support him, but instead,
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson rips his Fast 8 co-star, saying
Vin was always late, he was arrogant.
The Rock and Vin Diesel couldn't be on set at the same time. They hate each other so bad.
You allegedly called Vin Diesel a candy and unprofessional, didn't film any scenes together. What was the most unprofessional behavior you witnessed from Vin?
You gotta plead the fifth on that. I believe in doing things a certain way. He believes in doing things another way.
People are siding with The Rock.
The Rock even went after another member of Vin and Paul's family.
Shout out to Tyrese, his new album. It's the biggest piece of dog that I have ever heard. I'm never gonna forgive him for wasting my time, mother.
Everyone was turning on Vin, but he was determined not to lose another member of his family. So he asked The Rock to return for the final Fast movie.
Vin posted a plea for him to return.
My little brother Dwayne, the world awaits the finale of Fast 10. My children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne. I told you years ago that I was going to fulfill my promise to Pablo. You must show up, fulfill your destiny.
The Rock responding, I told him directly that there was no chance I would return. It was an example of his manipulation. I didn't like that he brought up his children, as well as Paul Walker's death. Leave them out of it.
But what The Rock saw as manipulation was actually Vin trying to keep his promise to Paul, making the final Fast movie the best one yet.
There isn't a day that goes by without my brother Pablo's soul being the guiding spirit.
You know, God willing, Vin and I will be 80 years old and we'll be racing each other in wheelchairs.
Vin had to learn that he didn't need The Rock to keep his promise to Paul. He could keep it by continuing the legacy they built together.
We finally did it. finally made Fast 10, the suit I was. We are doing the finale is something that him and I used to fantasize about a decade ago.
Well, I hope tonight you let Pablo know that this is the best one for you guys.
But the most important promise Vin kept went beyond the movies, taking care of Paul's family.
I know you take good care of Paul's daughter.
He takes good care of me.
Vin Diesel stepping in to walk Meadow Walker down the aisle.
To see her with my children is one of the most beautiful things, because I can only imagine what my brother's seeing.
I know you had a baby and you named her Pauline after Paul, I believe, didn't you?
It's all because Paul Walker told me to go into the delivery room. When I was blessed to be in that same situation, I couldn't help but to remember Paul and his advice. So once it came time to sign the name, I started writing Paul. And then just added I-N-E.
And the world started to see Vin and The Rock's feud differently when The Rock made a surprise appearance in the final Fast movie.
Black Adam caused this man to crawl back, crying and begging Vin Diesel for a job. Dude, I'm losing it.
He acts the big tough macho man, but he's a phony and people are waking up to it.
By focusing on his family, Vin kept the promise he'd made to Paul.
So long as you keep going, you're all right.
You just about broke the internet. Why was it so important for you to join this franchise?
I've always thought about honoring my dad, have this very special moment, and I can always share that with him.
What do you think Paul would say about her being in this film?
I just think he's proud. I wish he could be here to see this, but I know he's here in spirit. We can't guarantee tomorrow, but we can guarantee an eternal brotherhood. And our love will continue.